Chris here from BTX Technologies at InfoComm 2022. Let's take a look at BTX active optical cables. The concept here is instead of using a traditional extender that you might run over Cat6 or something, we can instead use a hybrid optical cable. So these are each going to have a strand of optical fiber and some copper in there so that they can send power from end to end, because these are self-powered. These don't require any external power supply. The idea is you plug them in to an HDMI port or a display port, and they're going to grab power from that bus to power a tiny little chipset that's on the transmit side and receive side of the cable. That's why we need the copper. But because you're doing it that way, these are pretty much invisible in the signal path, meaning what you put in is what you get out. These can do 4K or 8K, 444 chroma subsampling, 60 frames per second, and you can run them at distances up to 330 feet. We actually offer these in a whole selection of lengths. That's another thing that's really nice about these. When you use Cat6 extenders, they don't get cheaper just because you go shorter distances. With these, you can recollect some of that money because you're not going those full lengths. They start at 50 feet and go incrementally up to 330. One of the other big deals is the lanyard caps. So if you're in a severe environment like the rental or touring industry, these actually not only have a protective cap on the end, but also use armored fiber. There's actually a spline of stainless steel under this to protect the cable from getting crushed in cases, run over with forklifts, stepped on, whatever. So you can get them with the lanyard cap, permanent ends. We can have removable ends if you're slipping them through conduit. Anything you'd need to replace extenders or do things like 8K DisplayPort over distance, which is really hard to do any other way. These are active optical cables. You can get them at BTX Technologies, www.btx.com.